Pleasure out for 19 there, Gooch remaining 24 not out, and Russell, who came in as the night watchman in his debut test, unbeaten on 2, 47 for 1 with 2 extras in the total. And the bowling figures for Sri Lanka, just the one success at the top of the list there for Ravi Ratnayaka. Lebroy and Rumanayaka bowl medium pace, and Madura Singha, the off-spinner, will have plenty of work to do tomorrow. I should think this is a very good pitch, and it may even be better for batting tomorrow to force a victory, their first test match win of the summer. We join play now in overcast conditions. It's the second ball of the third over. Ravi Ratnayaka, the wicket taker yesterday, is coming into bowl to Jack Russell, and 2 runs have been added to the overnight score.
A nice shot from Russell. First boundary of the day. Brings up the 50, and it's come off 148 deliveries.
Yes, so nothing forced about this. Half volley on about leg and stump, just going a bit down the leg side, and Russell just nicely turning that away, or turn of the wrist, and just nicely timed and pushed down the hill at Lords, and over this outfield it just speeds away.
Looked as though Amal Silva was going the wrong way there for a moment.
Yes, no doubt a chance here. Russell pushing forward, and he was going down the leg side. Richie was absolutely right.
Well, it turned out to be an extraordinarily difficult thing for the wicketkeeper. But in fact, had he remained still, it would have been a perfectly simple catch.
Jack Russell, who had a slightly mixed day for him yesterday.
Still no third man. It's the modern fetish of field placing. End of Ratnayaka's over. Champaka Rumanayaka coming on now from the pavilion end, replacing Lebroy. It's a good stroke. Nicely over the ball there, Jack Russell. And a good crisp stroke square of the wicket.
Jack Russell, a pretty useful batsman, likes playing off the back foot and timing that one very nicely. England captain seems to have become becalmed, rather. He scored 5 runs in the 50-odd minutes since the start of play this morning.
Ravi Ratnayaka.
A bit more like it.
And Gooch there, just finding his touch at last.
We're going to have a 5th bowler, Atura Samasakira. Bowls medium pace. Nice stroke off the back foot. Beautifully timed. It was going up the hill, and yet it still left the fielder Madura Singha well behind. 50 partnership up, 123 balls faced.
Short of a length, just coming back in a little bit, but Jack Russell looking to get on the front foot and really hitting it from a standing position.
Well, a great selection of headwear. That's the 100. Coming up in the 42nd over off 257 deliveries. The second 50, a marginal acceleration, that's come off 109.
Yes, and sometimes when a batsman's made captain, It can affect him and make him go a little bit to his shell, taking too much weight on his shoulders and trying to make sure that England get a big score rather than playing with his normal freedom.
Well, full stroke. Really, the bowler deserved something there. Well, there now, was that a chance or not? It looks as though it was. Gooch going into the drive. Reactions suggest that could well have been a brilliant caught and bowled.
Yes, but Graham Gooch really hitting that one, and certainly a chance.
A bowling change, a little bit of spin. We started the day with 1 over from off-spinner Madhura Singh. That was to change the seamers round, and now he's coming in for at least 2 overs before lunch. Well, that's better, and that's Gooch's 50. Wide half volley.
And Gooch getting his foot right across to this. Fine stroke.
One more run added to take England's total up to 119 for 1 at lunch. Gooch 54 and Russell 37. An uncharacteristic innings from Gooch there. Didn't seem to have his timing right in that first session. Night watchman Russell 37 not out. And only 72 runs coming from 29 overs in that pre-lunch session. It was rather a slow and awkward morning. We join play now after lunch. The third ball of the third over. 9 runs added. Graham LeBroy is bowling to Jack Russell. That's a good shot.
Well, there's no doubt about it. That was the stroke of the day so far. Beautifully played. Short of a length and wide, but Jack Russell really cracked that away between cover and square cover.
The off-spinner Madhura Singh. Partnership up now between Gooch and Russell. It'll just be cut off. Good stroke, nice way to bring up a 50 in your first test match. Applause for Jack Russell.
Yes, he'll be very pleased with that. I would say the England wicketkeepers over the last year or two have tended to be selected on their batting ability as much as keeping, and so Jack Russell will be pleased to have made this 50.
Interesting. I was talking to Ted Dexter a few moments ago, and he said if I'd been going in at number 3, I'd have tripped Jack Russell up and got in myself last night.
Yes, the normal role of night watchman would be treated a little differently by someone who was just as anxious to help himself. All credit to him for the way he's doing it. It's with shots like that.
Yes, that's a very high-class shot. Anyone that strikes the ball, as well as that, just wide of mid-on, beautifully timed.
That's the 150 up. Well, not quite where he meant it, but it was short and wide enough, really, for Russell to give it the treatment. Oh, and a great stop there by Ratnaika, but an all-run 4, so Russell determined to grab everything that's going. .40 since lunch, off just 10 overs, so comfortably the highest rate of the innings. That's better. That's where Gooch has been trying to find the gap. Square on the offside, one of his great strengths, and suddenly the timing's starting to return.
Good stroke, but pretty poor delivery from Ratnaika.
And that last boundary, which took him to that number of runs, actually took him past Ted Dexter's test aggregate of 4,502. And he's out, so Graham Gooch aiming leg side and clearly thought that was where the ball was going. But Ratnaika striking in England's captain Graham Gooch, LBW to Ratnaika for 75 and England 171 for 2.
Here we can see dismissal. Once again, Gooch getting that front pad too far over, having to play round his front pad, and really not much doubt about that. I think that was probably hitting 3/4 of the way up at middle and leg.
New batsman Kim Barnett. He's had to wait a long while. Pads on since first ball this morning. A little bit of gamesmanship from Ratnaika. And off the mark straight away.
Moment, I would think. There's a good shot.
Well, this is a lovely time shot. Go at it too hard, the ball just swings into him and he clips it away through mid-wicket.
Broy has come on now to replace Madhura Singh from the nursery end. And that's one of Kim Barnett's favourite strokes. He plays the cut very well.
Yeah, perfect example of how to play the cut here. Wide and short and right down on top of it, and no chance of anybody stopping that.
Aravinda de Silva. And that now is a career best for Jack Russell. 73 for him, beating that score earlier this year, 72 against Hampshire.
Ratnaika now to bowl from the pavilion end. There's the lead. Not too many times England have shaded the opposition in the last couple of years, but comfortably placed there. Well, slightly fortunate because that ball didn't bounce really, and it was a bottom edge more than anything else from Barnett. Never a suspicion of a chance. He certainly was playing it square of the wicket.
Yes, bottom corner, chopped down only a couple of yards from where he was standing and beating the two slips.
That's the England 200 up. Barnett moves to 20. It's come off 470 deliveries, and the last 50, the quickest of the innings, off 98. Well, what a shot. Lovely flowing off drive, racing up the hill.
Oh, Jack Russell moving into top gear. Beautiful stroke. Foot right to the pitch of the ball. Very talented young man.
Yes, his 10th boundary. Well, this really is handsome stuff, and the crowd are loving it. With the exact opposite corner of the ground. 11th four for Russell, takes him into the 80s.
Another lovely stroke. Textbook stuff.
Light is shining quite brightly there. It is pretty dark now.
Sight screens are reasonably good now at both ends at Lord's. No real pace in the bowling, and it all depends whether the batsmen want to carry on anyway, even if off the light. Jack Russell looking to play the cut almost every ball now. And that one just getting away and beating the short third man. And Manike managing to get round at third man and field the ball.
50 partnership up. 85 overs. Second new ball due. Umpires have had another conference. Batsmen seems to have decided to stay on. New ball is being taken. Jack Russell's on 91 at Cherry. Russell goes to 92. Well, it's a good shot. Nicely, well, the pace taken off it. Good effort to get away to the right there by Somasakira.
Yeah, Jack Russell opening the face again there and square on the offside. And certainly is his favourite shot. Once he's got in, he looks to play that shot nearly all the time, even if he was only playing for the one. But that one he hit pretty hard.
And Russell has gone. What a sadness for him. Within 6 of a century on Test debut.
Yes, that was very similar to the previous ball. Wide, trying to hit the flat bat, square on the offside, and this time he's catching a semi-top edge and a comfortable catch to cover. But he's played well. Did everything could be expected in his first Test match.
And Lebroy, the wicket taker, Abdullah Somasakira, the catcher. And despair for Jack Russell as he saw that ball looping away there towards Somasakira.
Lamb had a long wait. Returning after that calf muscle injury, which he did at Headingley.
That would have pleased Lammy no end. It's not quite pitch black out there.
Well, I think the one delivery that you'd probably struggle to pick up now from the nursery end would be the high full toss. It would be probably above the sight screens in the trees at the back, and not a very nice delivery for your first ball.
Well, no ball called, but I think it was going there anyway. One of Barnett's strengths.
Lovely shot from Kim Barnett. Short.
Well, there's another one.
Well, I think LANKA might think about pitching the ball up a little bit further now. That's a remarkable shot by Alan Lamb from the off stump.
Well, nobody need move for that. That'll be the best shot of Barnett's innings so far.
Lovely square drive. Barnett, look at that foot, right by the pitch of the ball. 2 movements, but he really gets it there and times that perfectly.
Well, either side of cover. Balls of varying width, and Barnett dealt with them accordingly.
Repeat performance, but through extra cover.
That's got to be close, because didn't really get all that far outside off stump. No shot being played anyway.
It's a very useful delivery, this. Possibly bouncing a little, but certainly worth a shout.
Bowling change. 5 overs with the second new ball. And now Graham LeBroy replaced by Ramanayake. On well bowled first ball. Kim Barnett's 50. A pretty attractive innings it's been.
Well played, Kim Barnett. 50 in 100 balls.
Well, really, that's just the wrong length ball. And a pretty flat 6. Alan Lamb extremely powerful off the back foot.
Short, and Lamb is tremendously strong, picking that up from the middle stump and banging it over square leg for 6.
Well, that's a useful delivery, but there appeared to be plenty of space between bat and pad. But LANKA doesn't think so.
It's Alan Lamb putting his foot straight down the pitch and very late on it. I think it may have just brushed the front pad as it went through. Certainly no bat on it.
Well run. Good cricket from Barnett. I don't know that the bowler's absolutely overjoyed about that.
Well, this is the point I made earlier in the day. There's nothing upsets a bowler more than people stealing a few singles, and especially when it's as slack as that.
Yes, the bowler only had himself to blame for that. There were 2 more runs added to take England along to 278 for 3 when bad light stopped play with some 45 minutes to go, the scheduled playing time. It's bad luck for the public, but the players stayed out there much longer than they should have. Barnett 55 not out and Lamb 20 not out. The light really was very bad. Good innings from Barnett, played very well, looked impressive square of the wicket, and none of those bowlers listed posed any problems at all for him. Thought Ravi Ratnayake, apart from getting the 2 wickets, was the best of these Sri Lankan bowlers. LeBroy picked up 1, and no wickets for the 3 on the bottom of the list. So England in a very strong position at the end of the second day of this Cornhill Test match, 84 runs ahead, still 7 wickets in hand, and 2 men out there, Barnett and Lamb, in very, very good form. Very, very strong position.